This is a true story. 9 young men in Japan, armed with knives, guns, and bombs, hijacked a plane carrying 12 passengers. After tying up the passengers, they stormed the cockpit, took the captain hostage, and ordered him to fly the plane to Havana, Cuba. But they made a big mistake. The plane was designed for short and medium-distance flights. It didn't have enough fuel or the capability to cross the Pacific Ocean. In fact, it couldn't even make it halfway across. After a quick discussion, they decided to change course and head to Pyongyang, North Korea. But there was another problem. The pilot told them the plane only had enough fuel to reach its original destination, Fukuoka Airport in Japan. The hijackers had no choice but to agree. They would land in Fukuoka, refuel, and then fly to North Korea. At 9 a.m., the plane landed at Fukuoka Airport, where a large crowd had already gathered, including media and police. The authorities quickly surrounded the aircraft, and a tense standoff began. After tough negotiations, the hijackers agreed to release 23 hostages in exchange for fuel and a map of the Korean peninsula. Once everything was ready, the plane took off again, heading for North Korea. As they neared the 38th parallel, the captain received a radio message. "This is Pyongyang. Identify yourself immediately." At the same time, a fighter jet appeared on the right side of the plane, signaling a warning. The captain quickly adjusted the radio and responded, "This is Japan Airlines Flight 351. The plane and the fighter jet both landed at the airport." As the hijackers prepared to exit, they were met with a warm welcome. Soldiers lined up, cheerleaders waved banners that said, "Welcome to Pyongyang." But something felt off. The hijackers noticed black soldiers standing guard in the distance. Their leader became suspicious. He turned to one of the men and asked, "Is this really Pyongyang?" Then he demanded to know North Korea's 5-year plan and asked to see a large portrait of Kim Il-sung. But no one could answer. Realizing something was wrong, the hijackers refused to leave the plane. After hours of tense negotiations, the truth finally came out. The plane had actually landed at Gimpo Airport in South Korea. The radio message, the fighter jet, and even the welcome signs were all part of an elaborate plan by South Korean authorities to trick the hijackers. But now that the trick had failed, the situation was at a standstill. For the next 3 days, neither side backed down. Then, on April 3, 1970, Japanese official Shinjiro Yamamura made a bold decision. He offered himself as a hostage in exchange for the remaining passengers and 4 flight attendants. The hijackers agreed. At 6:05 p.m., the plane took off once again. This time, it really crossed the 38th parallel and entered North Korean airspace. At 7:21 p.m., the plane landed at Mirim Airport in North Korea. After landing, North Korean authorities ordered the hijackers to surrender their weapons. That's when something shocking happened. All of their weapons turned out to be fake. The knives, guns, and bombs were all just props. In the end, all the remaining hostages safely returned home. As for the 9 hijackers, they successfully stayed in North Korea.